Good morning, my dear students. I'm Dr. C.R. Venkateswara Rao, Professor of Chemistry. I'll be continuing with the microwave spectroscopy, otherwise known as rotational spectroscopy. Now, uh, I'll be talking about the energy level diagram. So, rotational energy levels. So, the parabolic curve that you're seeing here in this graph is ground electronic state. And in this ground electronic state, there are different vibrational levels. There exist such such electronic states, many of them, out of which I have considered ground electronic level. And in this ground electronic level, we have many vibrational levels. And each vibrational level is in turn subdivided into rotational levels. So that means this energy diagram shows us the how the electronic, vibrational, and rotational levels are related. So electronic energy levels are present in the energy level diagram, and in each electronic energy level we have vibrational energy levels, and each vibrational energy level is subdivided into rotational energy levels. So this is how the potential energy diagram for these molecular energy levels is presented. And this is a typical rotational spectrum or microwave spectrum. So this is for carbon monoxide at 40 Kelvin. As you can see, the important feature that you observe here is spacing is equal. Spacing between the peaks is equal. So that's what we have seen in the quantum mechanical calculations, where the spacing comes out to be equal. The lines are nearly equally spaced. And now, moment of inertia. See, moment of inertia we are considering because the molecule is rotating. So a rotating object will have moment of inertia. So linear momentum is mass multiplied by velocity, whereas angular momentum is moment of inertia multiplied by angular velocity. So that means moment of inertia is a mass analog of linear momentum. So I is moment of inertia, which is the resistance, of a rotating body to a change in its rotational motion. So that is the definition of moment of inertia. So we should know it because we are dealing with rotating objects. So our objects here are rotating molecules. So moment of inertia from classical mechanics comes out to be I is equal to mr square. And r is the perpendicular distance of atom from its axis of rotation. So that means it becomes bond distance or bond length. So which is a very important parameter as far as chemistry is concerned. So now let us see how molecules are classified basing on moment of inertia. Here we'll be considering three momenta of inertia along three mutually perpendicular directions. That means x direction, y direction, and z direction. So IA is one moment of inertia, IB is another moment, and IC is the third moment of inertia. So now we have four different possibilities for the moment of inertia. So basing on these conditions, we have four categories of molecules. So we have linear molecules, symmetrical molecules, spherical molecules, and asymmetric molecules. And the conditions of moment of inertia are given on the left column. So IC and IB are equal, whereas IA is 0 for linear molecules. And linear molecules examples can be hydrogen cyanide, hydrochloric acid, carbon monoxide, like that. And the second type of class of molecules is IP is equal to IC and IA is greater than 0. And this is for symmetrical molecules. And symmetrical molecules, examples are benzene and also chloroform. And the third condition is IC is equal to IB is equal to IA, which is spherical. And SF6 and CCl4 are the examples. And the last condition is inequality. IC is greater than IB is greater than IA is for asymmetric molecules, and many molecules come under this category, which is an example is water. So linear molecules. So atoms, I'm just explaining the same thing here again in detail. So atoms are arranged in a straight line in a linear molecule. So the three directions of rotation may be taken as about the bond axis one direction, end over end rotation in the plane of paper another axis, and the third one is end over end rotation at right angles to the plane of the paper. So these are IA, IB, and IC. So along the bond axis, anyway, a moment of inertia will be 0 because it is a straight line. It is arranged in a straight line. But only in the other two directions you have moment of inertia. So IB is equal to IC and IA is equal to 0 for these linear molecules. And second category is a symmetric top. Symmetric top, again, you can divide it into two types, prolate and oblate. So in one case, we have IB is equal to IC greater than IA. So that condition is for prolate, um, prolate symmetric top. So example is chloroform or methyl fluoride. And on the oblate type, so IB is equal to IC less than IA. So this is oblate type. So oblate type example is boron trichloride. And the third type of molecules that we have here in this classification are is actually spherical top. So when a molecule has all three moments of inertia identical, it is called spherical top. And methane is an example. And IA is equal to IB is equal to IC is the condition. And the last one is asymmetric top. So these molecules actually, many of the molecules come under this category. So water is one example, and ethylene chloride is another example. The condition is completely inequality. IA is not equal to IB is not equal to IC. And then finally, in this lecture, let me just mention about the applications of microwave spectroscopy. So physico-chemical parameters like dipole moment, bond length, bond angle, etc., which are very important parameters for physical chemistry, can be determined by using rotational spectroscopy. And also, astrophysics has a wide applicability of this rotational spectroscopy. So interstellar medium is found to have so many molecules which could be identified from Earth. More than 100 molecules have been identified so far. So this is what I wanted to explain to you today. Thank you very much.